Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is to be cautious of the media you consume because the media you consume is supporting somebody. So, for example, right now you're consuming this media. I am a creator, I'm a very new creator. So, pretty much like any commercials you see or whatever, that just goes straight to YouTube. Um, but once creators get bigger, then they can get a like percentage of it. They get like X amount per thousand views or something like that. And if you are watching creators who you don't like, if you're like hate watching and hate whatever, then you are, if you're sitting there hate watching somebody because they ticked you off and you're like, blah, 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 you are giving them money. And the reason I bring that up is more so than individual creators and small creators. Some of your larger creators, so private equity, I just found this out. I tried to, because they like to put their hands in everything. You know, God forbid you or I have anything of our own. So they started their own channels and they flopped. And they didn't have the money they needed. So what they've started doing is they've started buying successful channels, and the channel doesn't have to tell you it's been bought by private equity. Some do. Some of my favorite creators sold and now are owned by private equity. And now I'm kind of sad because I refuse to support private equity. So any way I can to not support it. And I mean, I get it. They're in everything. So, I mean, they're probably have their hands in my electric bill and I can't go off grid or whatever. But, you know, I can choose to not consume that media. So, uh, if you have the choice, choose against private equity and corporations. That said, the flip side of the coin. So I do Shipt, which means I shop for other people, mainly at Meijer and Target. Target owns Shipt. Um, Target's had huge boycotts. And so, in order to compensate for those losses, people who work at Target, like the cashiers and such, get their hours cut. It's always kind of been a thing like more hours are on Christmas and then less hours in January and everything. But a lot of people, just don't, they don't have the hours to give. And so instead of taking a cut off profits or taking a cut out of dividends, it's the hourly employees who suffer. So then I'm like, well, are boycotts even working? This is not a boycott or don't boycott. This is just a how my brain kind of processes it all. So, and people are like, oh, well, I don't shop Amazon anymore. I get this, I pay twice as much and get it from this local person who has gotten all of their supplies from Amazon. So you're still supporting Amazon. You're just supporting Amazon and the local person. So I don't know. The problem is that we've let them get their hands in everything. So if you have a choice, obviously try not to support them. I haven't really quite figured it out. Like farm to table is good. Which is great farm to table restaurant in trying to think, by Indiana Beach. I can't think of the name of the town. But I don't know. I guess I'm going to ask you guys. What can you think of to do that's a unique way to do it, where you are still supporting people but not supporting corporations, private equity? What are your ideas on how we can build community and strengthen our community? Well, also, and I mean, don't just say shop local, because like that's an obvious one. Like I get the whole shop local thing. But I'm talking like truly out of the box thinking. Because I have been trying to figure this one out for months. It's just like sitting in my head. Because I keep on seeing like, oh, okay, you know, like we boycott Target, but then the Target employees are the ones who end up getting hurt by that. So, you know, in our attempt to screw the corporation, we've screwed the people. And then trying to think, you know, I mean, and I just feel like that's how it always is. I feel like no matter what we do, we screw the little guy. So, I mean, how can we not? What can we do different? Like, what can we grow and change and alter so that we're not screwing people? So, I guess today I'm not giving you a tip so much as I'm asking you, what do you think? What outside the box thinking can we do where we hurt the corporations and hurt the private equity and hurt the billionaires and the oligarchs, but we don't hurt the little guy who is stuck at an absolute crap job just trying to put food on the table? Anyways, again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.